Yo yo yo, what's up guys? Another episode of like Tea with Jack Loh show, and today I have like a guest who like came on before, and so yeah, like here to just have fun, have conversation, chill and relax conversation. I spend this time 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Just to get on live with guests to talk about random things, like whatever that is like on the guest like niche or like what they like actually think about, man. Let's wait for the guest. He's like on his way, I think. Putting you on.
Hi,
Yo yo yo,
man.
what's up, man? Yo,
Oh,
to start the show proper, yeah, welcome to the Tea with Jack O show once again, and like we
thanks
have
for
like a
having me
guest
again.
who came before, and yeah, second time here, and yeah, just get a brief introduction about like who you are and what you're about, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me again. My name is Sam. I'm an English teacher right now in Jakarta, Indonesia. Pretty interested in the same stuff as Jack is, into personal development and uh, I'm not an expert or anything. I'm just trying to grow. I'm on the journey, learning, and whatever I learn, I just share with the people I care about
Cool.
and trying to improve like everyone else.
Cool. And that's really
Thanks.
cool. And I find that just a very cool thing to do, like always improving, like you never stop. And I think that is
Sure.
something
Yeah.
that everyone should look towards too, definitely. And I
Great.
myself too. Yeah. And like before like this whole live recording, I think that like you did mention about like something to do with like bad people, negativity and what's or not. And like I think that this topic it's a big thing, like everyone will meet someone who is like a bad person. Like will meet this type of like toxic people who like give like really hateful comment about you or what's or not. I don't know what's the intention or what's or not. Like different people, it's
True.
for like different cases. I'll say that. And yeah, like talk to me about like the thing that you are like facing for towards like this whole case of like negativity, man. Yeah.
hmm Well, I want to say hi to Refki Aziz. Thanks for joining. Well, how can I tell you? Uh, Unfortunately, we live in a world that is filled with negativity. There are like negative people out there on the streets. When we go to school, when we go to work, there are negative people as our classmates, as our colleagues.
Yeah.
Even sometimes, unfortunately, we have negative people in our own family. Maybe your
It happens.
father, maybe your, yeah, it happens a lot, man. So negative people are everywhere. So we have to learn how to avoid getting influenced by their negativity, to keep ourselves positive. And that is very important. But many people don't try to, learn the ways how to avoid these negativities. They just go with the flow and they just accept whatever everyone tells them, and all that negativity, uh, uh, gets into their brain, and over time their soul just dies. So we have to avoid these negativities. Of course, I myself have faced these negative people. I'm sure you have faced many negative people in
Definitely, I
your
did.
life.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone does it, you know. And I myself, like before I start my journey on self development, I didn't actually care much about you know uh, blocking these negativities. So I was kind of open. I just opened the door, and whoever could come in and speak some negativity and leave. I was that kind of person. And after like reading some books and looking at my own life situation, I realized that I gotta like stop these people from like just coming in, spitting negativity, and going out. You know, so we have all had these negative people, so it's pretty important to block them. And I'm sure you have had them as well, as you said yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we can talk about how we can block these negativities and how to stop these negative people from influencing us. Maybe that's what we can talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think like towards like this whole negativity topic, I think that like I play a tons of like video games, and like what usually happen is like a 5v5 setup. So what happened is
Okay.
that like I will like match up with four other teammates and what's so not. So it's very easy to like make toxic people. I don't know, like I think it's just like the gaming community, like I think like everyone is like able to like hide behind the screen, Oh, they are sort of like a anonymous, like no one knows who they are. So it's very
Mm,
easy for them to be who they are. I feel like it's it's part of like they are like not they are not afraid to be themselves, so they aren't
mhm,
afraid of like being the toxic them. They are from a bad place, and I feel like being like toxic and being negative is like you being a very bad place. And I listen to a lot of like Gary Vee's content, and it's like
true.
if you're from a like a bad place, like the things that you spit out, it's gonna be like negative. And I don't know like how you can like relate to that, because I think you listen to Gary Vee too, yeah.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah,
you see, like, yeah, you talk about the gaming. So, you know, we see lots of negativity online because the people who come online, are not known to us. We don't know them.
yeah,
And
we can't find them.
many,
Their
yeah, we
names are
can't
like
find
what
them,
messed up.
maybe like you are in Singapore, and I'm somewhere in Jakarta. If I say something negative to you, you can't find me in Jakarta. You
Yeah,
don't like you don't know me, and I don't know. Especially in gamings and like on social media, many people use fake identities. So it's very hard to find them, and they become brave. That's why they decide to show their true self. You know,
yeah,
so yeah, it happens a lot, and sometimes in real life they are not afraid. They just tell you that they're negative face to face. Like the bullies at schools and so on. So that's how important it is to know and to have the mental strength to avoid these negativities. You know, like one of the things, one of the techniques that I myself use to avoid these negativities affecting me is not to take them personally. Okay, so let me tell you something. Whatever I'm telling you right now is
yeah,
representing my true self. What is coming from my mouth, it's all showing who I am. It's not
yeah.
showing
Makes
who
sense.
you are, right? So let's say if, like, I don't know, someone comes to me and like calls me names, and I don't know, tells me you are this, you are that. I I don't take them personally because I know what that person is saying. Like if they come to me and they say, "You're stupid, Sam," I don't take it personally because I myself know I'm not stupid. And when the person says, "Sam, you're stupid," that stupid is coming from them. So it's mostly representing who they are, not who I am. So that is very important to be aware of. Like what people say, what people type, you know uh, is showing who they are. It's not who you are. So don't take things personally. That is like one effective way that it can actually help us to calm down when we are surrounded by all these negative people. You know,
Right,
it
right.
it helps you a lot. Like before, I can tell you honestly, one of my weaknesses was, that I used to like take things too personally. I counted it as one of my biggest weaknesses in my life. You know,
Wow.
like
I
especially
think
at
that's like
school.
a good self-awareness, like being able to recognize that. I think that's like a huge thing for yourself, man. Yeah, yeah,
Indeed, and
go on.
I consider myself lucky to find my weakness. The thing is, many of us, do not want to find our weaknesses because it's bitter, it's sad. You know, we don't want to confess that we have a weakness. We want to say we are the best, we are the strongest, we have no weakness at all. You know, so that's why many people do not have the courage, sadly, to sit down with themselves alone and say, what's my weakness? So that's something that I did, and I found that one of my weaknesses was taking things too personally. You know, and I remember like during school days,
Yeah,
there were like bullies and so on, and like earlier, maybe like junior high school and so on. And
yeah.
of course, like when they said something, I would take it like so personally. And later on, I learned that like these people talk, so what they say shouldn't bother me. It's them. It's not me. And I slowly started to find that strength to stand against all these negative influences. You know, and the best way is just not to bother them, not to take them seriously. So I can tell you one memory I have from my school days.
That would be really cool. That would be really cool.
In
Yeah.
in my school, in my school, there was a boy who failed that grade like 3 times. So he was in the same grade for 3 years, and he was like the oldest guy in the school. And apparently he was a bully. Okay, because he was the strongest, he was the oldest, and he failed 3 years, so he was a badass. And I remember like one day, like I took some money to school, like some a little bit like more than my usual pocket money.
Ah,
I
shit.
took
I
to
see where
school.
it's going. I see where it's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I took this, and then like I just left it in my bag. And after like one of our break times, I got back to the class and I saw the money was gone. And I just had one suspect in my mind, not the bully, his friend. Okay, so because and then like I confronted the guy. I said like, "Yo, man, I'm not saying that you took my money for 100%, but have you taken it, or do you know who has taken my money?" And the guy like got mad at me, and then he told to the bully like, "See, he's telling me I took his money." And after that, like the bully, came to me and said, "Seems you've got some problems with my friend." And I was like, I just smiled. I was like, "I don't have any problem with your friend." And you know what he told me? He said like, "After school, I'm going to wait for you outside. I'll meet you there." I was like, okay. I didn't take it serious. I didn't take it serious. So what most of us do, we take it serious, and then we are like, oh, like after this school, he's going to face me. I just didn't take it serious at all. I was like, okay, man, whatever. And I surely knew he could beat my ass. He was like much taller than me, and yeah, he was
Yeah.
stronger than me. So I didn't take him seriously at all. And sometimes like he used to sit like behind the class, like the last row. Like I would like turn around to talk to my friends, and I would see him like staring at me, with anger. And I would just look at him and smile. Seriously. So I remember that day the school ended, and I walked out of the school. He was waiting on the other side, and all
What?
these school kids like waiting for a fight to happen. You know, so what I did, I just looked at him and I looked at the other kids like standing there. I didn't go to them. I just smiled and I just walked home. So I didn't do anything. I didn't take him personally or seriously. and I just walked home. And the next morning, when I came back to school,
Yeah.
I was sure that I would meet him again. So I saw him, and he was standing in front of the school door, the main entrance.
Yeah.
And when he saw me, I was expecting, like, he says, "Oh, I will see you again after school." I was expecting something like that. But when he saw me, like, he smiled and he shook my hand and he said, "Hey man, welcome to school." I was like, what just happened? You know? So you see, the thing is, like, these negative people are around us. If we take them seriously, we just make a bigger mess of it. You know? So imagine if I saw the bully out of the school and I went towards him, we would have a fight or anything, then the mess would just get bigger. So what I did, I just ignored it. I didn't take him seriously at all. And the next morning, instead of being angry, he shook my hand and, like, said, "Hey, welcome to school." So
Wow, that's
that's
weird.
that's
That's weird.
yeah, that's pretty weird. But I find it I found that experience pretty useful in the rest of my life. So whenever I see, like, these negative people, I just don't take them serious. So sometimes negative people are abusive, like the bully at school, and sometimes they are just, like, uh, negative, as in sort of like, uh, you know uh, just like verbally, not like physically abusive, but like verbally abusive. So the thing is, like, don't take them personally, just ignore them. you know
Yeah.
ignoring the fool is the best way to not make a fool out of yourself. you know that's what I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
I, I,
So,
I, I I can resonate to that a lot because I feel that like in the past I feel that like I just take them too seriously and I end up like feeling very bad, like I remember like when I was like I don't know 10 uh I think like age 10 towards like age 15 or what so not, I take everything like pretty much very seriously, like any people who like say certain stuff about me, I like in the past sessions, I did mention that I was like super insecure, so it kind of like relate to this whole age 10 to 15 ish that I was like taking things too seriously. I think it's partly because of me taking things too seriously. So anything like people like talk about me, I will feel offended. I will feel hurt, and I will just be very attentive to all sorts of like noises out there, and I feel that I was like feeling like one like me thinking back. I think I feel like one of like my worst feelings ever, and now like I don't know because like um I gotten a lot of like experience through out of it and like listening to like people like Gary Vee and all these entrepreneurs and the things that they talk about and like what you mentioned about like it makes a lot of sense to me and then I start to apply it and it makes a lot of sense and right now I'm on this position that yeah, it makes sense, like why should I care, and I feel so much better. I feel so much lesser weight, it's just so it's such a powerful move, like you like just not caring, like it's game changing, like not caring it and then you're just like on your way, like you are on your way back home and you're just smiling and what so not, and I just feel that that's such a blessed move for you to do for yourself on at that age, and I wish that everyone can get to that state. Like I think that like there's a lot of people who are like sort of like a bully or like very hateful kind of a person. It's pretty much because of like the amount of like insecurity that they have, man. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, the amount of insecurity is kind of high. Yeah, among many people. Even I was insecure before. So, yeah, but that's how I learned, and day by day, I'm getting more confident, and yeah, I'm not taking all these negative influences seriously. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's
that's a powerful move, man. Yeah.
yeah, and that's just the key. The key is, like, whatever people say or type is representing them. It's not you. So don't take them seriously. Ignore the fools, not to make a fool out of yourself. And that is like one way. And like negativity is not always like verbal or physical abuse. Sometimes we see negative people, especially among our best friends. Sometimes your best friend or even your mom or dad can be a negative person. Not in an abusive way, like they don't come and abuse you verbally or physically, but how they are being negative is by discouragement. So I personally believe if your best friend or if your closest family member to you is a discouraging person, they are your worst enemy. Okay, so negativity is not just saying bad words or anything. Sometimes negativity is pushing you away from your dreams. Like let's say you want to start your podcast, and then like some friends come and say, your best friend come and say, hey, yo, man, like there are so many people who have podcasts. Like, are you crazy? You're wasting your time. He's not your best friend. He's your worst enemy. Okay, so these negative people, sadly, are the closest to us most of the times. And
Yeah,
one way to avoid that is like, when people try to discourage you from achieving something,
yeah,
is that they are trying to make themselves feel good about the steps that they hadn't taken before. So that's why, like, it's again, don't take them seriously. Okay, so let's say like I wanna write a book one day, let's say, and then my friends come and say like, are you like serious, man? You want to write a book? No one is going to read that. Just no, there is no money in that. Like, who is going to read your book? So I don't take them seriously. It's because they themselves haven't written any books and they feel bad about it. They want me to go on their side as well to make themselves feel happy. Oh, you see, Sam also didn't write any books, so you can't blame me. Yeah, even he didn't write a book. Or let's say you want to start a business. Your brother comes and say, hey, don't start a business. You can't do it. So
yeah.
because he himself didn't start a business and he feels bad, he wants you not to start a business so he can cover
That's
his own
such a
laziness.
that's such a bad move. Yeah, I just feel so bad. Yeah, whenever people
Yeah, but
does
it
that.
happens. It happens a lot, man. And sadly, the most discouraging people in our lives are the closest people to us. You know, and because these people are so close to us, we feel bad to reject them. We feel bad not to take them seriously. You know, even I had a friend who once told me like, uh, the biggest like dream killers are your closest friends and family members. You know, because like when they come and tell you, oh man, you can't do that, and they are close to you, you feel like, oh, I can't reject them. They are very close to me. That's them being negative. They are not physically or verbally negative. They are killing your dreams with discouragement. That's also negativity. So try to avoid these negativities. Verbal negativity, what they say is representing their personality, and discouragement negativity, what they say is trying to covering up their own laziness. And just focus on your own thing. Don't take what people say too seriously. One of the biggest fears we have is fear of criticism. We are afraid of how people are going to judge us. But we have to remember people themselves are also having that fear. So ignore them and just focus on your own thing. And I guess that's how you can step up your game and get closer to your goals.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because like people around you who are very close to you, they don't try to like encourage you, but instead they discourage you. I think it's partly due to
Exactly.
like them like they don't want to like get the distance away from you, They want to keep you close to them. And it kind of sucks. And I know how it feels, if like a certain friend, your homie, or like your super close friend who used to be very close to you, but because of like you wanting like to do your thing, you want to do your business, you want to do like your career, you would like to do your sports thing, and you getting the lesser of the time for you to like spend more time with them and what so not. And they will say like, oh, come on, man, it's just a night of like just hanging out and what so not. But the thing is that you're on the grind, you're on the hustle, you want to like achieve all those. You need to spend more time onto that. And you're gonna spend like less time with your homies and what so not. They're gonna definitely like kind of like discourage you to like not to do it. Like they want more time to be spent with them because you used to be doing that with them, and that's like a sort of like a norm for you two to like do together. And I totally get that. I just feel that the best people, like the if the person is like wanting is really like your close friends, they should want the best out of like you know, like the best version of you. And that is to like empathize that you are on the grind, you want to like become like the best version of you, and they should be the one like sort of like encouraging. And what I'm seeing right over here is just like being able to like look everything in the bigger picture, you know, like what exactly is actually going on. Like this person, like I say myself, like I want to like build this whole podcasting and be able to like become like a streamer for video games. It's gonna be a long process, and I need to spend a lot more time into it, and I gonna need to spend less time away like with friends or what so not. And that is just how it is. And I just feel that like everyone just got to look everything at the big picture. And I feel that they should stop being selfish. You know, I feel that what they're doing is pretty much like a selfish move. They just want the fun that they want to have, and instead of like trying to like think for the another person, for the best for all of them. And they may not like be able to like understand this whole full big picture of like what's going on. So I can kind of like really understand, like, so it's actually okay that it's not that intention to like kind of like hurt each other's career paths or what so not. But I just think that like it's important for us to be able to like know that this whole big picture thing, it does exist.
Mhm.
And everyone should be caring for each other, man. Like spread the kindness, spread the love, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, but uh, about the selfishness part, like uh, we are all selfish, okay? So we all, that's human nature. We care
Right.
about the things that we want, okay?
Yeah.
So, that's like totally normal. It's human nature. I just care about the things I want. He just cares about the things he wants. She just cares about the things she wants. That's normal, you know. And when, like, let's say you are on a grind mode, you said, like, you are focused on your goals. That's what you want. You want to achieve your goals, you know. But your friends, your family members do not care about that because it's not what they want, you know. So that's not the priority for them. So that's why, even in the last live, I told you about it. We have to know our priorities. We have to know what's important for us and manage our time according to that priority, you know. And if we are on the grind mode, our priority is achieving that goal. So that's what you are going to do. And of course, we have our family members, we have our friends. We can't say we should ignore them,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. There's no such
They
thing
are, they
as
are
a
part of our,
100% ignore.
yeah, they are part of our life, you know. But we have to know our priorities. Like, my priority now is achieving my goal. So is like going to my friend's house and playing like PS4 is a priority? No, maybe that's uh like grade 5 priority. My first priority is calling this customer, for example. You know, so we have to know our priorities and we have to be committed to them so nothing can distract us. Okay? And by commitment, I mean like just going fully in and don't let anything distract you. So if like you have set your priorities, and like let's say your priority for today is going and meet this person, I don't know, for your podcast, for your business, or for your anything that your goal is. If your priority today is going to meet this person, you have to be committed. Nothing is going to get between me and meeting that person. Anything else comes after I finished meeting that person. Okay, so like we just have to use our willpower. You know, we have a very strong tool. It's our willpower. It's like our will. Like when we make a decision, we have to stick to it. Okay, and don't let anything else distract us.
Yeah.
So we should know our own priorities and be committed to them. And of course, we can have our maybe because of being committed, we have to like reduce some of the connections, with our family or with some friends, but we are still in touch with them, you know. And it's just that after we achieve our goal, we can even spend more time with them in a better
Yeah.
environment,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So when you get successful, instead of playing like let's say PS4 in their room, you can go and uh, play PS4 in a nice hotel room in Bali, so you can upgrade, so
Yeah.
when
Like
you achieve your
more
goal. Yeah.
varieties for you to like enjoy instead of just like the limiting to your PS4 back at home. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So you see, like when you have that goal and dream, that's what you want. That's not what other people want. They just care about what they themselves want. And yeah, we just have to stay focused on our own game, and don't get interrupted by all these you know distractions that come along the way. And our world is like a world full of distraction, you know. So
Yeah.
the TV is distracting us. Our phone is distracting us. So we have to practice a little bit of mindfulness. So when we decide to do something, we have to stick to that. Okay. So and be aware of the things that we are doing. That's practicing mindfulness and sticking to our goals. I was listening to someone long time ago. It was an audio book, actually. I forget the name of the book, but there was something
Yeah.
pretty interesting. It was about being focused on your goals. I sadly can't remember the book. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
was like, it was like even like drinking a glass of water, or having a tea can help you a lot in becoming a mindful person. So you know what we mostly do, like while we are eating, like we take a spoon and then we check our phone. Yeah, one more spoon and check our phone.
Yeah. I think
One.
I'm guilty of doing that shit, man.
we all do that. I myself do that, and I'm trying to reduce it, honestly. I
Yeah.
myself am guilty of that.
Yeah.
So
I'm guilty of
sometimes
that too. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to reduce that. So this author in the book, it was an audio book. He said that like when you are doing a simple task, just put all your focus on that task only. So if you are eating, leave everything aside, focus
Yeah.
on eating.
Yeah.
Okay? Or
Goddamn,
or
go and
like
eat.
go and eat. And like I don't know, if you are drinking a glass of water, forget everything else and feel the flow of that water in your body. That
Wow.
was written in the book. So that's pretty deep. I know
That's
it's
pretty
so
a
deep.
deep shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So, but it said like just practicing mindfulness in these small things helps you a lot to get more focused towards bigger things. You know, so it kind of becomes your habit. You are building small habits. Okay, and it helps you a lot. So when you have built this habit later on, when you are like focusing on your goals, You are just focused on your goals. You are not distracted by your phone. You are not distracted by your friends. You are not listening to anyone else. Just like how you were eating food, you were not distracted by anything else. So, practicing mindfulness is one way that can help us, to get focused and avoid all these distractions and maybe negativities around us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty
definitely.
deep. Sadly, I can't remember the book. Especially, I like the
Yeah,
part about like drinking water. That's like some deep shit and monk
yeah, that's
stuff,
some
I
deep
guess.
shit, man. What
Yeah.
the hell? And yeah, I think that like something that I'm really concerned about like is that like when you try to like I know that like having the focus skill set is all important and shit, but I think that like what concerns me is that like when I'm very focused on like a certain thing, like the distraction, like thinking, worrying about like, oh, like am I spending enough time with like my family and my friends? Like the balance, I think that is like the crucial part, and I feel that that is like the something that whether I should like continue doing like my focus thing or not, like focus on like my career or what so not. And I believe that like I don't know in the previous live sessions, like I did mention that like I feel that the most important thing is to be okay with yourself. That if you
Yeah.
feel good, if you feel that like certain things is supposed to be that way, let it be. Like you only have like one choice, like you can't have like everything on the table, like you can't
True.
have like everything to be yours, like
Sure.
oh family time, career, like oh everything 100%, 100%.
Yeah,
There's
of
no such thing,
course.
but I think that it's important to like recognize that uh that's only right for you, and
Hmm.
like whatever like you feel that is important, you do that and just pick one and go. There's no like just a bit of half ass of here and there, like no, 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 like I mean like just balance, like we're not saying like 100% like ignoring like your family or friends, like you got to find the balance that what's right for you. And I feel that is such a important thing that I'm trying to be very concerned of, like by just taking a step back and just really looking at things that is am I like fully aware of like what are my priorities are, like what you mentioned like earlier is so important, like during our previous live session, priorities. That's such an important thing, like we got to take a step back, know our priorities, and just go for it, man. Like just get into the focus mode and just applying whatever, drinking the water, you feel the water and what's not. Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
feel.
exactly. Like, I'm Persian, and we have a Persian proverb. It says, "You can't chase two rabbits at the same time." Okay, so rabbits are representing goals. So let's say you are going hunting and you see two rabbits. You can't chase both of them at the same time. Yeah, you have to focus on one rabbit. After you caught the other one of them, you can then focus on the other rabbit. So that's the thing that we talk about, knowing our own priorities and goals. So of course we can't have like family time, we can't have like work time, we can't have everything on the table set for us. So we have to know, what's the most important thing, go get that. Okay, then we can go get the other ones, and that's like so important. Most of the times we get confused. Oh, like, oh, what should I do now? Should I go here? Should I go there? Or you get confused in your brain, and at the end you don't do anything. So, like you should know the priorities. And of course, like some people can understand us. Like, let's say,
Yeah,
especially like moms, maybe like if you sit with them and talk about your priorities, they want to see their kids success. They can understand that somehow, and they will be happy to see you succeed and so on. Some people maybe like your friends don't get it that much because what you have as your goal is not their goal, and they won't understand it after a talk. So it's okay. Some people understand you, some people don't, but you just focus on your own game.
yeah,
You
yeah,
you have to be okay with yourself, as you said.
Yeah, definitely. I think that like it's up to like you to like really to understand that like not everyone will understand like what is actually going on, that
True.
that's how life is. And yeah,
Mhm.
like we come from like a very, like another like a different topic up to this topic that we're talking about, and it's time to like wrap it up over here. And
True.
yeah, like it's a really nice time talking to you. And
It
I
was
like to
nice.
like do this, like every single live session, just like one last hot take and a thing that you really want to talk about before we end off like this whole session. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So, because we
yeah,
started with negative people, I just want to repeat this thing again one more time because I
cool,
feel this is
cool,
pretty important. You know,
cool,
don't take what other people say to you personally. What is coming out of their mouth, what they are typing, is showing who they are. It's not showing who you are. So just ignore them, don't take them seriously, and don't argue with a fool so you don't make a fool out of yourself. That's just what I
cool,
wanted to add in.
cool. That's super cool. And yeah, thank you for joining me once again, man. Like it's
Thanks for
always
having me,
like
man.
fun having you. Like
Yeah,
I
I
just
enjoy talking
have a
to you,
lot of
bro.
fun. And yeah, with
Me too.
that, this is the end of like Tea with Jack Loh show. I hope everyone enjoyed this show. Peace out,
Surely
guys.
did. Okay, see you later. Take care.
See you, man.